What's going on, guys? I know there's plenty of videos out there on putting a dishwasher bracket under a countertop. In my case, I have a quartz countertop, and I'm using these brackets that they connect in the back here, in the front, and come through the back, and you bend the tabs. Okay, they're a little hard to put in. Okay, so what I do sometimes is I'll take a pair of pliers and I'll just lightly give it just a little nudge, and then you have to put it in like on an angle and force it a little, and you have to kind of move it back and forth and force it to go in. You got to remember there's a notch on this side. That notch has to be in order for this side to round itself in as you twist it in and push with pressure. And then when you bend the tabs, you bend them nice so that you make sure it's fully in, that this little slit is engaged properly, and you just give them a good bend, and I'll tell you, it's super tight. It really, I mean, there's no movement whatsoever. Now, a lot of people like to just screw it into the side of the cabinet on each side through the dishwasher, through the inside. As you can see, there's the hole right there, okay, on each side to put a screw. A lot of people don't realize that you got to put that bracket and then bend the tabs, and it's the same thing. Sorry, my focus is out. You got to make sure that little slit is engaged before you, because like I'll use my finger as an example. So you put the slip in hook basically, and then you twist it up, and you got to sometimes work it a little back and forth to clean the chrome off, or the galvanize on this side, chrome on this side, galvanize on this side, to get it to get in, and then twist the tabs. Okay, but without this bracket, if you put a screw through here, it's useless. You know, it's not holding the dishwasher. And if the screw is the screw has to go inside this hole. You can't have a big surface screw that will sit on here, because then the door will hit it. Your edge of your door will hit. So what I did is, I should have did the video more properly, but I didn't. So I'm showing you now. You line up the dishwasher, you get everything in, and what you want to do is you want to make sure your door is nice and even, and the bottom is even with your flooring. If you have, like in my case, I have a line to use for the flooring, which I know is straight. The countertop, I know it's straight, it's flush, it's square. So you insert the dishwasher, and keep in mind, while you're pushing the dishwasher in, these things can get messed up. You know, like this hose, not really. This is very flexible, and this can bend pretty good. I mean, you don't want to kink it, but at the end of the day, there is a rubber hose inside of here, so it's pretty hard to kink it. But it can be done, but you know, that's if you really squeeze it in between. But there is usually pretty good clearance between the wall and the dishwasher. You know, you want to measure, of course, to make sure when you have your cabinets installed, you want to measure the distance between here and the sheetrock, and the distance of where the dishwasher is going to land, which would be about here. This rubber, you want it to be nice and flush with the seam of the cabinet here, the edge of the cabinet. Why is my camera doing that? I don't know. I see it a lot in other videos. And in my case now, this is what I just realized. Where the screw goes, it's right on the edge here. So realistically, I should put another piece of wood, glue it onto here to make sure. What's going on here is the cabinets were leveled. You see the gap behind there opposed to there. So the floor basically, it has a little transition as it goes across, and we had to, you know, compensate with the cabinets so that then they're level all the way through. So sometimes the top part has to be pushed up against the wall, and then you have to shim it on the bottom to be level. So, and also in my case, the same thing happened on this side, where the screw wasn't going in the wood here. It wanted to go here and there was no wood here. So I epoxied a piece of wood and I put 2 clamps and held it overnight. So now I have a nice surface to put the screw in. This side, I didn't realize that it was like that, that the cabinets, even though they're they're in line, like I said, let me try to show you as an example with my hand here. So the cabinets are even, but what's going on is this one cabinet's like this and this one's like this in order to make them even because of the wall and the floor. I hope you follow me. So basically, like, if you look on top under the counter, this distance from the countertop to the cabinet is the same on both sides. I mean, it's the same because that cabinet over there had to come up a little more, and this cabinet edge over here is out this way a little more, so to make them even. And like I said, they're shimmed on the bottom, and when you're done, you know, the toe kick hides that. But as you can see right down there under the cabinet, there's a shim right there. And then let's go to this side, and you can see a shim wasn't necessary, but they're even. Both sides are even. So anyway, back to this. So now this is quartz. Quartz, you do not want to breathe it in. It will damage your lungs. It can go through respirators, so you got to be careful. But obviously you can't just stick a screw in the hole now of the quartz. So what I did is I went to Lowe's, and they have that section of little screws and nuts and bolt trays. And I bought this little nylon sleeve. Okay, and I made sure I went to Harbor Freight and I bought these Warrior carbide tip glass and tile cutting drill bit set. I made sure to take the proper size by lining up the nylon. Let me see if I could get this to turn. There we go. By making sure to line this up with the tip, so that then it wasn't oversized. As you could see, the tip is just a little bit bigger, just a little bit, by like a 1/16 of an inch. But now that's okay, because now this nylon sleeve will go right inside of here, as you can see, and now I just got to tap it in. But then when I put the screw inside, it's going to expand the OD, the outer diameter, and make it so that then this is going to be nice and tight. I mean, the other thing is, I was going to epoxy it, but the fact of the matter is, nothing's going to be pulling it down. The action is going to be forward or back, opening and closing the door. Oh, and I went a little ahead of myself. So people that just screw it into the sides of the cabinet, or add a piece of wood and screw it into the side, that opening and closing action of the door, this wood is you know, it's man-made wood. It's not solid, you know. So eventually this cracks, and then your dishwasher starts moving around. Now, some people are easier with the door than others. So, you know, if you're the type of person that you open and close your door easy, and you don't have to like really slam it or pull real hard to open it, then this is not for you to worry about. If you only have it screwed in the side, don't freak out and like, oh my God, I got to redo my thing. No, don't even worry about it. In my case, you know, sometimes I'm rushing and I'll open and close the door real fast. So that's why I screw it into the side of the cabinets and the underneath of the counter. So that then, that's just, there's no crack there. Isn't that cool? That's just a little piece of like the glass in the quartz. It's nice and smooth. Anyway, so I lined up the dishwasher with the brackets in. I took a pen and stuck it in the hole to make my marks on each side. I'm sure you can see the ink mark there, that blue ink mark. And then after, you know, of course, making sure it was in line with the counter, properly recessed in and everything. And then I marked everything, all my brackets. And then I started a little pilot hole with the carbide bit with the dishwasher open. Now keep in mind when, oh, you see how the dishwasher goes to fall forward because nothing's holding it right now. So the brackets are all set up. You make your marks and everything. Now, in order to drill the pilot, that's the thing. You got to drill a pilot hole into the side of the cabinets on each side. Because if you just screw a screw in, it's going to crack. It's going to split the wood of the cabinet. And you're not going to know till one day you go to pull your door open and the wood breaks and your dishwasher starts falling forward. So, so you want to drill a pilot hole. But now, I just want to show everybody, the drill will not go straight into the hole because of the draw. So what you do is, you pull your drawer out, okay? And on most dishwashers, this little lever right here will move on each side, the little bracket, in order to allow you to pull the drawer wheels out. So you can take the drawer out, push the bracket back in, and then you could get your drill nice and lined up, level and even, to make a nice straight pilot hole. So it's not, you know, cocked or anything like that, and then you mess it up. And now what I like to do that I wanted to show everybody, one of the most important steps, the fact that this is quartz and you don't want to breathe it in. So now this vacuum has a HEPA filter, a sleeve filter, and then another filter that goes over the bottom of it. Actually, I'm sorry, it has a foam filter and then a HEPA bag that goes over it. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm sure a little bit could possibly get through, but it's minimal at most. I mean, the only other suggestion is to get a shop vac that has the HEPA filter with a bag, and then you use that bucket system that I've showed in previous videos. But anyway, let me set the camera up real quick. I only got a few more minutes. And I need to hurry anyway because this renovation I've been doing since July. It's been a huge undertaking because once you start opening up walls and stuff like that, you come to realize you open up a can of worms. And it is what it is. I mean, that's how it goes, and you do what you got to do the job right. Or at least in my case, that's how I like to do things. So now let me see, how can I, okay. So now I'll show you how I'm going to do it with the vacuum by drilling and using the vacuum to catch the dust at the same time. It's not that easy doing this. I sit so hopefully the camera view. So here we go. It's going to be a little noisy. Camera off here and just show you with the light. I'm going to vacuum the floor anyway, but as you can see there's no dust, but I like to just, for reassurance, for extra security, and then you vacuum the hole real good. Oh, that's got the, I already did that side. And there you go. And now, you know, you created a nice setup for your dishwasher so you don't crack the counter. But also one other thing, I did mark the bit with a Sharpie so I would know how deep I was going into the counter. Be careful for that, because you don't want to go through the counter, you know. That would be an absolute disaster, obviously. And you want to make sure that you're not going more than halfway, so you won't have any problems. All right, and that's all I wanted to show you guys real quick. Installing a dishwasher bracket system under the counter and utilizing the brackets on the side to have a real good, strong setup, so you'll never have to worry. All right, guys, enjoy your day. Happy renovations. Most of my videos are supposed to be about auto mechanics and stuff like that. Obviously, my channel, Gearhead All Day Long, but I do multiple things. I wear many hats, so I figured why not incorporate those things in my videos. All right, guys, all the best. Enjoy your day. Good luck with your projects, and keep on grinding. As Bobby says, the Cadillac guy, I love his channel. Bobby Figueroa, I think is his name. He's in New York. The grind is real. It never stops. And I'm a grinder. I grind all day long. I love it. It's what keeps you going in life, and it keeps you out of trouble. That's my Winnebago. That's my Chevy outside. And then in my garage, I got a Scout. And when you want things in life, man, you got to go get it. You got to be up every day. You got to be up, you know, the early bird gets the worm. And just real quick, I just finished the underlayment in here, so now I'm going to continue the vinyl flooring. I did a video of the walk-in closet and how these floors, you got to make sure they're engaged properly or you'll have clicks and problems. I do have, in these locking mechanisms, some clicking going on. I'm going to use the super glue gel from Gorilla Glue, and I'm going to make a little needle hole. I'm going to unclick it, put the glue in, and then click it back down, keep weight on it, let it dry. And then after that, I'll fill in the little tiny hole with I'll melt some of the floor shavings in there, and you'll never know. But for the most part, the rest of the floor is good. I just have a couple of places where it meets and locks that I get a little click. I don't know if the locking mechanism is broken in some of the places. That's this little piece right here. Sometimes they do crack along here. Or if it's just the click part is a little worn out from tapping it in. I might have hit it a little too aggressively. I don't know, but I got a solution and a correction, and I'll do a video for that. All right, have a great day, guys.